A device is a computing entity such as desktop, laptop, smartphone, or IoT devices with an installed OpenVPN client app that accesses the WPC resources. A device consumes services by connecting to the WPC, and CloudConnexa can also facilitate communication between connected devices. Devices are associated with the identity of their users. So you can control the number of devices a user can use by setting a default allowance. By default, the profile distribution is set to automatic in CloudConnexa. When a user authenticates and import the connection profile, a device entry is automatically created in CloudConnexa. But there are some other cases that an admin may want to add the device himself or herself. For example, to create authorized device for UUID when dive enforce is enabled, is device identity verification and enforcement set to enforce. Or if they want to distribute profile in offline manner through device management software or other means. So as you can see, I'm logged into the admin portal or admin user interface of our CloudConnexa. So if I expand users, here we can see we have 2 users. They've been invited. They haven't downloaded their profile yet because it says invited. So let's choose Tommy, for example, and I'm going to log in, check Tommy's email. Here it is. And again, we're going to download the profile for Tommy. So we can see the temporary password here. And I already have the Connect app installed, so I don't need to install it. But if you don't, then you can go through the instructions down here to install the Connect app. So I need this link here and the username and the temporary password. So let's go ahead, copy this, and I'm going to bring up my Connect app here. I'm going to add a profile. So type the address or paste the address here. It's going to tell me that authentication needed. Click on sign in. And Tommy, and then the temporary password, let's go ahead and grab it from here again, copy, and click on sign in. Again, for the first time Tommy is signing in, it's asking to create a password, so we're going to create a password for Tommy, and then click on save. Saying that preparing profile, and in a second, we need to choose a region. Again, this is the first time that Tommy is logging in. So let's say Tommy is in Atlanta. So choose Atlanta and then click on next. And now we get the notification to open the OpenVPN Connect app. So we're going to click on that and we're going to confirm the profile, importing the profile, and we can see Tommy's profile is here. So in order to connect, we can just toggle the switch and Tommy is getting connected. Here we go. And if I look at the Connect app, it shows connected. Let's go ahead and disconnect here. And we're going to go back to CloudConnexa. We can see Tommy's status is active now. And if I click on Tommy's account, we can see that device is being created automatically here with the UUID of the device. This is when our profile distribution is set to automatic, which is the default settings for CloudConnexa. Now let's look at another scenario. As I mentioned earlier, an admin may want to add a device manually, either because they have device identity verification and enforcement or dive enabled, or they want to distribute profile in an offline manner through a device management software or other means. I'm logged into CloudConnexa admin user interface. Here I'm going to expand users and choose devices. Here we're going to click on add device and we're going to give it a name. We have only one user here, so I'm just going to call it Nikki device. And then if there is a description, we can add it here. Then for the user, you can click on drop down and choose the user. Again, we have only one user here, so I'm just going to choose Nikki. Now UUID is required if dive enforce mode is enabled. Dive is basically device identity verification and enforcement policy for all users. If the enforce mode is enabled, then you have to enter UUID here. In order to get the UUID on a Windows machine, you can just open your Connect app, click on the menu, go to settings, and you can see the device ID here. We can just copy this number and enter it here. Once done, we can click on add device and our device is added. So this is how we add a device for a user account in CloudConnexa.